Mr. Pius, tonight we're talking about tech. Um, Musicians in tech and tech in music. First of all, I would want to ask you this question. What's your take on let's say musicians who don't really take technology seriously, and what do you think they should actually focus on? Yeah, what do you think they should actually focus on if they are not taking technology seriously? What else should they focus on?
It's really funny that you asked me this question because we live in a developing world in
Yes,
which we
sir.
have to evolve with the changing times. If you notice, the instruments that we had 10 years ago are not what we have right now. The tools that we have this year are not what we had 10 years ago. The AI that we have this year is not what we had 10
Mm,
years ago.
mm,
Also, the pattern, the way we do things, the way we created bits, the way we marketed ourselves, the way people used to have this big budget for promotion. Nowadays, you can really get a small budget and get same target audience, that large audience using
mm,
tech. But any user that does not embrace technology or is not using any form of modern technology to improve, develop, and promoting himself is doing himself a word of bad. It's not doing himself any good.
mm,
What I would encourage is let's get it out there. Understand that without tech, you may not grow to the extent.
mm,
When you
mm.
check out some of these our big stars, they tend to employ a form of technology. They have a team.
Yeah.
They normally have a team that manages their technology that help them to always be in the face of everybody, to help them rebrand, to help them create
Mm,
their, to help them even analyze. Oh, would they like this? What if the key is higher? If the key is lower? They use. That's what we use tech for. You can't just get. Maybe you may not have to even get the keyboardist to reduce. Use your technology on your laptop or your production system to do that.
mm,
You can even
mm.
use it to improve on your vocals. So
Yeah,
technology
yeah,
is
yeah.
everywhere. Even in
Wow.
promotion of music, it's everywhere. So any musician that is not into tech should embrace it. And as I always say, evolve or you disappear. I don't want to use the word die here, but that's what we need to do. Thank
Yes,
you, sir.
sir. If you don't embrace tech, you won't grow, according to Mr. Pius. Thank you for sharing that light with us. So, right about now, without wasting much time, we are going to pull up our guest for tonight, the person of Jeff Nelly. I think he's here. Oh, Mr. Jeff Nelly.
Hey, Marvel, how you doing? Can you hear me? Confirm if you can hear me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can hear
Okay.
you loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Yeah. First of all, let me apologize. Let me apologize. I'm supposed to be home, but
Okay.
traffic is nobody's mate. So I was like, oh, I can get home. I can get home. But I was like,
Oh,
oh, I
wow.
can't get home. Let me just park. Just park somewhere. Just stay somewhere. Oh, yeah, so happy. I'm so glad to be here. Hello, Dr. Fields. It's good to meet you. And
Same here, sir.
can't see everybody, but feel happy and honored to be here.
Same here,
Wow.
sir.
So thank you so much, Mr. Jeff Nelly. Thank you for showing up on Musician Share It tonight. First things first. I had a friend that worked in an organization in Lagos, and she said there's a department that is responsible for all the tech work, the UI UX designs, the web design, and data analysis. All those departments. She said whenever she thinks or hear the word tech bro, tech six, there's a certain way she pictures them. Basically, she mentioned most of them always having to have Blu-ray glasses, wearing the hoodies and all of that. So, that's what comes to her mind anytime she hears the word tech. So, I mean, you are a tech expert. What do you think, or what first comes to your mind anytime you hear the word tech?
That's that's a very. I love the description you just gave about tech practices. Anyway, for me, I believe the best statements I will use when describing what comes to my mind when I hear the word tech. For
Mm,
me, tech is basically an amplifier, right?
mm.
Not
Yes, sir.
tech is basically an amplifier. It amplifies already what exists. So let's
Wow.
give a basic example. Um, no matter how good you are, um, Dr. Phil was currently talking about musicians who refuse to embrace tech. Refusing to embrace tech is like being a professional singer. You know how to sing, you know how to run the riffs and everything, and you go perform in a massive stadium like Coachella, and you refuse to use the mic. You are still good.
Oh,
You can still sing. Nobody will hear
wow.
you.
Wow.
Nobody
Wow.
will.
Wow.
You will not be heard. But you are still good. That does not mean you're not good. You are good, but nobody will hear you. So
Wow.
that's the basic explanation for tech and amplifier. Now, it does not
Wow.
replace the person, it does not replace the creativity, it does not replace the skill, but it already amplifies, it basically amplifies what already exists.
Wow. This is beautiful. I have never thought tech to be something this insightful. You said it amplifies what already exists. Talking about a singer not making use of the mic, that is a perfect example of telling us what technology is like. And I would want to let my audience know what you are into. First of all, Mr. Jeff is the CEO owner of Vault Splits. All right, so that's why he is the right person to be on this topic on this show. So I want to ask basically, what was your inspiration? What brought you to the point of no, I need to start Vault Splits? I want you to tell us about Vault Splits first, and then tell us your inspiration on Vault Splits. What brought you to that point where you thought like I need to start up this company? Yeah, that's the question.
Okay, that's a very beautiful question. So this question basically has two aspects, right? There is the church aspect, the spiritual aspect, and there's the physical aspect. But let's
Mm,
start on the physical aspect first of all. So prior to Vault Split, I've been an e-commerce entrepreneur for over 10 years. I've been running e-commerce
wow.
businesses. I've been selling online different stuff, musical instruments and all that. So sales came to me naturally. I knew how to make money, right? But
Mm,
day-to-day financial management for me was a huge struggle because
mm,
all my inflow were coming in and out of one account, what we call the business account, right?
mm,
Like every business owner, I try to use multiple spreadsheets and different bank accounts to manually allocate what percentage goes into my taxes. Yes, I try to do taxes. I'm that good. Taxes,
mhm.
expenses, savings. It was not working. It almost killed my business. It was not working. I always
Wow.
found myself complaining. I don't even know where my money is going to. Money just keeps coming and it keeps going. I can't tell you exactly where my money is going to. Out of
Mm,
frustration, I decided to go get a job. Since business
mm,
is not working, as business is not my thing, let me just go get a job. So I left the business and I went to go get a job in an accounting firm in tax
mm.
investigation and revenue generation. Now I'm explaining all of this so that you will see the connection and it's all you understand exactly why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Okay.
So when I got this job, um, I started learning finance, even though my major was computer engineering, but this job was in an accounting firm. But I started learning finance and I decided that, okay, you know what, let me even take it further. Let me
Mm,
understand this thing. Why is it stressing me? So I decided to become a student of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, what we call
wow.
ICANN. So I went
Yeah.
for my ICANN. So when I did that, that was when it dawned on me that, wait, I'm not actually the problem. The structure
Mm,
with which I was running my business was the problem. And that's
wow.
what actually gave me the whole split. So
Wow.
after I spent like 6 years in this organization, I decided I learned everything I needed to learn. I resigned to build Vault Splits and I decided to go back to my business. But this time I decided I went back with a different method. So I basically automated the entire process from when a sale is made to when a dime is spent. So basically, this is how it works. The moment a small business owner or an e-commerce says expenses, savings, capital,
Wow.
flexible spend, and investments, no manual
Wow.
calculations, spreadsheets, no need for accounting knowledge. Everything is automated. Now we decided to
Wow.
take it further. Like, you know what? There's AI now. Why don't we add an AI CFO? So we added an intelligence layer that can project revenue and also give business owners, entrepreneurs, somebody selling online makes a sale and the money comes in. VoicePay automatically splits and allocates the incoming revenue into multiple vaults of tax. Detailed insights when they ask questions like, give me the breakdown of my finances for the month of March. And it tells you in the month of March, you actually made $1,000 or you made 2 million naira, but you spent it on this, and this. Try cutting
Wow.
down on this and this and this, and you have this amount of revenue to grow your business by 15%.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that automatically answers that question of, I don't even know where my money is going to. Now you know
Wow.
where your money is going. You know you
Wow.
cannot see exactly where money is going to.
This
So
is
we
incredible.
built a platform, launched it on Google Play Store and iOS App Store, onboarded over 100 businesses to stress test the idea. And
Wow.
something funny happened. We realized that we were getting more international traction than local traction because we're
Wow.
building from Nigeria. Everybody will tell you, oh, onboard Nigerians, build from your community. But when we try to talk to Nigerian businesses now, what, yeah, money will never do me chop. Now I still want split. I have wait first. So we know that Nigerians don't even care about
Yeah.
anything for nothing. The
Wow.
wait first, no way enough for me. So God willing, we got into the Dubai Chambers of Digital Economy Creative Accelerator program, where they eventually made me an ambassador and mentor. And I started reaching out to people. And we also got into INSEAD, AI Venture Labs. And I shared it with the guy. I met the guys from San Francisco and I told him, hey, this is what we're building. And he said, you are building this thing? I said, yes. And he said, if you can do this the exact same way you said it, if I pay $3,000 a month for this, it's still a win for me because I currently pay my accountant $5,000 to do the same thing. And I was like, wait a minute. So we now went back on our analytics page and check it. All our current active users, where are they from? And we saw that they are from UK, from US, from
Wow.
Nigeria is like at the bottom. So like there's no point. What are we there to stress test the thing in Nigeria for? So that's the physical part. And that was how we got from our style from where I am to how we got here. Now, what's the spiritual and church part? Because if you ask me to run you basically all through Voice, this is basically what I'll tell you the business aspect. But um the spiritual aspect is this, and this is basically how it happens, and it will now boil down to what I'm about to say.
Mm.
It didn't start really like glamorous. What actually happened was, I can remember that particular day, my pastor, my pastor's wife, Mommy D, those who are no COSA members down on this call. So she called all the music team. This is not secret stuff. She called all the music team and she was having a meeting with us that day. And she said, God has a massive plan for your life and God wants to do amazing things through you. But what he wants to do, salary cannot fund it.
Mm.
You all need to be busy. Salary cannot fund it. So she said, okay, you know what? All of you, pitch me your ideas. Pitch me your ideas. If I'm interested, I will invest in your ideas and you will start companies. Each member of the music team. And she was like, I don't want you to just start. I will bring in somebody. So she brought in a finance expert, trained us on how to write a business plan, how to start a business, how to do this, do that. And the date was set for everybody to pitch their business. It was so funny because I'm actually like the idea guy. I'm the guy you can call anytime and say, Jeff, what can I do with 200,000? And I'll tell you, pa, 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 pa. For the
Wow.
first time in my life, I was blank. Nothing. I was like,
Wow. Interesting.
somebody that wants to invest, just come up with an idea, come up with something. I had nothing. I was blank. So different people were coming up with different stuff. Oh, I want to do soap business. I want to do smoothie. Oh, I want to do this. And, she was like asking questions. Somebody came up that wanted to do like a palm oil business, that kind of stuff. And she asked this person question, a smoothie kind of milkshake kind of stuff. And she asked this person, said, I know somebody that's already doing this. What makes yours different? that I will leave this person I'm already
Yeah.
buying from to
Yeah.
buy from you.
Yeah.
Whole chill went down my stomach, and I was like, this person don't even have an idea. They are questioning this. I don't even have. So you know when you're like, like, but nothing. I was just putting that my so that she won't call me, because at some point nobody wants to stand up to say anything. So she was not pointing people, say, you pitch me, you pitch me. So I was putting, so while I was trying to pretend as if I was writing something, I was not writing anything, I was hiding. The Holy Spirit just reminded me of something where Sonny reached out to me and he said I should buy in ears for all the musicians. I didn't do it like a business. I just said, oh, I know to get it, because remember
Yeah.
I told you I've been selling, so I know where to get things cheap. And I told him, oh, I know where to get it at a cheaper price. And he said, okay, he sent me the money to get in ears for all the musicians. Everybody can tell, Femi, everybody can tell. So I went and I got in ears for all the musicians, and he shared it before he was planning to leave. And the Holy Spirit reminded me, just brought it like, in ears. That's your business. Start selling in ear. Ah, no, I refuse. I was like, for what now? My friend Kadiri was sitting beside me. Kadiri was telling me how he may want to start from a business, and I was telling him, what told me to sell in here? And he was like, they say, yeah, do your business. Why will I tell? Which mouth will I need to tell my that all the grace upon pastor's life, upon my is earpiece? I want to be selling earpiece. No. I said, no, he was like, I'll pitch your business. I said, no. So both of us were having like this tussle, like this back and forth. It was like, no, pitch it now. I said, no, I'm not going to. So I'm praying for Mummy not to call me. So God's willing, she did not call me. And we left. That was how it ended. Everybody just went their own way. But I could not sleep. That thing could not leave me. I can never forget 14th February, 12 a.m. It was like someone tapped me like this. Wake up. I woke up and I heard it clearly. Start importing in ears and start selling. I don't have any money. Where will I start importing from? So I thought about it, like, okay, how do I start? How do I start? And I was like, Holy Spirit, direct me. What do I do? The next day, I went to church. I think that week, that Sunday, I went to church. I was in Buzape, and the talking drummer, Ash Africa, and the what do you call it? The trumpeter, is it Boye or whatever? Both of them came to me and they were like, "We want in ears." I now said, "I have it." Before I now don't remember, like, I don't have it. I've already said I have it. So they were not like, "How much?" Said, and I gave them the amount for both of them, and they sent me the money. So I took the money like this, and now placed an order for the in ear, and it came in, and I gave it to them. And then I looked at it and wait, oh, it's actually not a bad thing. I actually started doing this thing. And that was actually how I started. I actually started from AliExpress. First place I started from. I started from AliExpress to other stuff because I couldn't like buy bulk. So, but I was so ashamed of the business, I was not posting it online. So I wanted to brand it so that it looked too, so I called it Real Tech Suppliers. But it was confusing people because you are selling in here, but your business is called Real Tech. Are you? So I actually renamed it, and which is currently Africa Music Store right now. Right, so that's basically how we started. I started selling in-ears before, you know, I started selling drumsticks, I started selling keyboard, I started selling MIDI, and before, you know, now this is the crazy part how Vault Space now was born. When I started selling, like money started coming in. That was when the real struggle now started. And I realized that the problem is not making money. Anybody can sell anything and make money. Financial management is now the real bottleneck. So when I started realizing that I was dealing a lot with money will come, money will go, I can make sales sometimes like 500K, sometimes like 1 million. But by the end of the week, I'm already broke. Like, and I can't tell you exactly how I spent the money. So I was in church one day and my pastor was preaching and he said there was a time when Koza was making a lot of money and he will carry all the money and pay people's school fees and he will be complaining because he couldn't pay house rent. And God told him, you are not acting smart. Any money that comes in, break it down, split it. Put this for this, put this for this, put this for this, put this for this. Set this amount aside that you give to people. When it finishes, that is it. You've tried. And boom, just dawned on me. You know where you say there's a hearing inside the hearing, and it just dawned on me that wait, I can actually like I can do that. Like that is actually what I'm struggling with. I can do that. So I started thinking about, okay, what do I do? What do I do? I started with spreadsheets, Excel, where I typed different formulas. So if I earn like 100K, I just type 100K on spreadsheets and it breaks it down. How much for this, how much for this, and that's what I was doing. And so I said, okay, why don't I take it further? Why don't we do this and why don't we do this? And that was how it evolved, and eventually became a financial infrastructure, which is currently Vault's place
Wow.
right now. But a lot of times, I always like to tell people this: God can tell you to sell tomato. The tomato is not the real thing. It might be that there is a problem in the distribution industry of tomato that can make you a billionaire overnight that nobody is seeing yet. But you need to enter that tomato industry first of all to understand that there is a
To
problem here.
understand, yeah,
Now,
to see it.
if I did not agree to start selling earpiece, I would not
Wow,
realize that there's this problem. So
wow.
a lot of people want to jump from A to B. They just want to start doing B. They don't realize that sometimes it can be really, really small. And
Mm.
boom, 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 boom. That's how the whole tech thing started.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Wow. I am absolutely I'm blown away by this expository speech you just gave. I mean, what more can I say right here? I mean, you said everything on the show, but I would just want to ask Mr. Samuel such a little question. I mean, you just came in and I don't want you to go like that without saying something on the show. Okay, so Mr. Pius has said something about musicians who are not taking the tech or technology seriously. He said if you don't what how did he put it? He said when you don't embrace tech, you will not grow. Yes, that's exactly what he said. So, what's your take on musicians that don't take technology serious? And what do you think they should even focus on if they don't take technology serious?
Well, it's such a hard blow for me because it just shows that people don't study and people don't read patterns. Musicians in the 80s used to work in factories, so
Mm,
because that was like when would I call it the Iron Age, but that was when most factories were building up, so they needed people to work. Music for a long time, music has paid just a smaller percentage of people. It has made a smaller percentage of the performers rich. So
mm,
the other larger percentage of musicians had to work, had to diversify into other works just so they can meet ends meet. So it's still happening now. It's still a smaller percentage that are super wealthy from music. So
mm, mm.
you cannot just place your life, oh okay, because you have the passion for music, you cannot just place your life in that basket that okay, it is music or nothing else. Right now, their job, even Mr. Jeff was sharing with a close party of a kind of job that's relating to music. So right now, there are jobs that you can do, AI jobs that you can do, AI testing that's relating to music. But if you have the mindset of okay, I just want to play keyboard, I just want to be a producer, hmm, yeah, you will.
You
So
will expire.
long and short, so long and short, you would have to take tech serious because this is the next point of our human existence. Tech, not like the next point. That's where we are now. Tech, AI. That's where we are now. So if you are not actively trying to learn this thing or pay attention to what's going on, you would miss out. And then when you try to catch up later, it will be too late. So for
Mm,
me, it's like a normal human. Every human right now, every or a young person right now, you just need to have an idea of tech and AI. So that's like my humble submission. Though I still have a question to throw to Mr. Jeff.
okay.
So because right now you are the professional here, and then are you there's vote split which is going like massively now.
Yeah.
I know all you your focus mainly will be on that, but are you having plans to work on tech related solutions for music?
Oh, yes. Yes. I want to drag my leg outside that. but but yeah. Okay, so let me put it this way. I love what you said. How as a musician, the smartest thing you can do is diversification.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us learned that during COVID. COVID,
Yeah.
a lot of businesses, even people who thought their business can never sink. You were a touring drummer. You were every week you were on the tour, you were on tour, you were on the road, flying with this, flying with that.
Mm.
During COVID, you are sitting at home.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
tour anymore.
Um,
now now it's obvious.
now
People
you
who had
need to
transport
think.
now you need to think like, okay, how do I make money from my
Yeah.
home? Because
Mm.
COVID really opened the eyes of a lot of people. Uh,
Exactly.
that's really taught me not to. I don't want to use the word putting on my egg in one basket, but let me
One
just explain it
basket.
this way.
Mhm.
Yeah, so when I started Voice Plates, right, African Music Store was paying the bills.
Mm. Wow.
It was not paying bills. African Music Store was paying the bills until Voice Plate can stand and sit on its own. The reason is because a lot of founders make this mistake when they start, they rush to go and raise funding, collect money from investors and venture capitalists. And at the
Mm.
end of the day, they lose their business. The only people who really, I'm sure, I don't know if you know the pattern going on right now in Silicon Valley. People are crying when you see the founder just exited a $200 million, $300 million company. He's crying. He did not make a dime, but he's
Mm.
popular. His face
Mm.
is everywhere. Everybody, oh, this guy just exited a $300 million company, but he didn't make a dime. Investors
Wow.
collected everything because when he started, it was just collecting money, right? So that was the reason why we did not raise venture capital, right? We were bootstrapping and funding everything ourselves. Now, I'm not focusing, um, even though all my attention is there, but last week I just launched a new company, Virex. It's
Okay.
basically premium. It's because uh, let me not go into that. But I sat down and I thought about it like musicians, drummers, we are waiting for the day Remo will endorse us, Pro Mark will endorse us. This, why can't we just do our own thing? It's not as if we can't do this thing. We can actually do it. You are waiting for the day one drumstick company will endorse you, one cymbal company, and it's literally easy to do this. So I met someone, I was like, hey, you can do this thing. This is the idea I have in mind. Let's partner. And partner, and we made different versions. And now we have our own signature drumsticks. But we did not limit Vyrix to be just only drumsticks, right? Because I thought
Wow.
about it. Like at the long run, we need to have, yes, different portfolios, drumsticks, drum kit, drum bag, iPad, drum training app. We've been working on that low key. That's, I say, want to drag my leg. Um, we also need to have a watch as well. We also need to have glasses where you see a lot of drummers want to do content. They are putting camera standing or somebody's holding phone. Why can't you just like where we have with Meta glasses? Why can't you have one where you can wear it as you are playing? You have a point of view shot. Everybody can see it. You get, but a much
Wow.
more affordable
Wow.
because not everybody
Wow.
can afford it. You get, and the reason why I'm thinking in all these different aspects is because I've learned again. This goes back to COVID. When it looks like things are working for you, you better think long term.
Mm.
Think long term. This thing, if this thing shuts down now, how will it survive? That's why
Wow.
I sit down to. And I think a lot of musicians. I was talking to a drummer. I won't mention his name. He's a very close person to me. I was talking to a drummer and I asked the person. I said, "You are playing drums now. They are paying you. I'm not saying you should leave your job or anything. I'm just trying to tell you that there's a ceiling to what you are doing. You are not getting any younger. A time will come, you will not be this energetic to play
Yeah.
drums again. At that point, do you think you will still be you will still be receiving salary to be sitting down at home and you will not be
Mm.
playing? They'll push you one side and bring a much more younger, fresh
Yeah.
blood and be
Yeah.
paying. So now that you are still strong, you can still play, right? Start thinking. That does not mean you should dump what you are doing. Start building on that, right? Start thinking, okay, this thing that I'm doing, what can I do? What can I do? If anything happens to me now that I cannot play drum again, what will happen? How will I survive? I believe that's the best question anybody can ask. I play keyboard, I do anything. If the person I'm playing keyboard for today, I think it was um I love him so much, Sonny Snares. He asked me a question one time. He said, if he was just trying to teach me something, I didn't really get it. This diversification thing. He said, if mommy comes to church tomorrow and tells you that for the next don't climb that stage, what will you do? I paused. And he said, you need to start thinking.
Wow.
Because a lot of times, especially when things are really going good, you are flying here, you are doing this, you are doing that, which is amazing. You don't really sit down to say, if this thing stop right now, God forbid, maybe I fall sick or something happens, what will happen? How will money keep coming? I was talking to somebody and I told him, I said, if you are still doing a business where you have to be there to make money, you need to keep thinking. Because on the time when you're supposed to relax is when you can start making money without being there. I don't care if you are working in CBN. If anything happens to you, that's it, the job is over. If you are working
Wow.
in Google or in Nvidia, your salary is $1 million per month. What they are paying you for, that's when you realize this is harsh, it's very harsh, but it's the truth.
Mm.
If anything happens to you, that's when you realize that you are being paid for what you are good at. It's not like you are that nice or they are just paying you because they like you. They
Mm.
are paying you because
For
you are
what you do.
good at what you
That's
do.
yeah.
If you wake up tomorrow morning and you cannot play drums anymore, you wake up tomorrow morning and you cannot play keyboard anymore, the highest they will do to you is maybe take care of you, maybe send you 1 or 2 months, and that is it. They bring the next available person. Now,
Yeah.
that does not mean you will not commit, right, to anything, right? You should commit, but see it as a base. Samuel said something where a lot of people have built their identity around one thing. That is
Mm.
the reason why you see when they lose that position or when it's taken from them, it's as if they've lost everything.
Yeah.
Because everything that they are, they built it around that thing. And it's not bad, but I believe as musicians, we should all get to the point where we
It's
begin to
bad
think.
though.
Like,
Yes,
for
don't say
example,
it's
I
not
like to
bad.
use this. Huh?
Don't say it's not bad. It's bad.
No, you need to start from somewhere. It's not that bad. You need to start from somewhere. I was discussing something with someone, and he asked me a question about total addressable markets. And I told him, I said, I'm a musician. I play drums, right? And this is the area where a lot of musicians don't sit down to process, especially when they sit down and they are praying for a miracle. Lord, bless me. Lord, do this. Lord, do that. If you realize that, okay, let's say, for example, you want to sell shawarma, you want to start selling shawarma to Gen Z, your total addressable market is the total amount of people that eat shawarma. Your total obtainable markets are those people that eat shawarma that can afford your shawarma. It
Okay.
narrows down because everybody eats shawarma. A lot of people eat shawarma. How many people can afford your shawarma? It closes.
Mm.
The so we have total addressable markets, serviceable obtainable markets, serviceable addressable markets, right? That's the term, SAM, and some. So total addressable markets, everybody that eats shawarma, large. Serviceable addressable markets. How many people in that niche can afford what you are doing?
Your own
It
shawarma.
shrinks down.
Yeah.
Mhm. Now we now have serviceable obtainable markets from where you are at right now. How many
How
people can you reach out to?
you yeah.
If
Okay.
you play drums, sit down and think about it. How many artists do we have right now? How many of them comfortably go on tours and can? It's not by sitting down and be praying. oh God, one day I want to start flying. Think that was in fact, I was so blown away when I started meeting, and I thank God that I first of all got the spiritual background first of all before I
Yeah.
started getting into the tech background, because it helps me balance both. That you pray, but you need this other aspect.
Work. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, okay, let me just give you one very simple. You launch a business that you are charging phone, but you are launching it in Guzapi. Okay, no, let me not use Guzapi. You launch it in New York. Who will purchase you? No, they have light. No, if you go to place like Masaka, those deep places where they don't have lights, you'll be like the star of the show. Some of them make nothing less than 10K a day. 10,000 times
Wow.
20 times 31, that's 300K a day. It's more than some people make in their jobs.
Mm.
So location matters a lot, right? Your market, this thing that I'm doing, I want to start going on tours. How many? Who, if I even was, it's okay, it's not was, but it's when you now is that I'm a gospel musician. How many gospel musicians can
Go
go
on
on
top.
tour
Yeah.
and comfortably help you pay your? That's the reason why you see a lot of musicians. Uh,
So,
I don't,
Mr.
if
Jeff,
we go into it. Yeah.
Mr. Jeff, if I allow you to keep talking, I think we won't leave this show.
Yeah,
Oh my
so
goodness.
let me just close it. Let me just wrap it up. Let's not just keep
Yeah.
going into that. Yes, let me
Yes, sir.
for Samuel. The total question there is yes, we are definitely looking into building tech in the music space because, and this is the reason why it's great. I thought maybe having an idea was good enough, but when I started mixing with VCs, angel investors, and all those stuff, I now realized that if you like have an idea to build a spaceship and it's obvious that this guy can do it, the first question that will ask you is what makes you think you are the best person to do it? Having an idea is one thing. Why are you the right person to build this thing? That is when you now see where some people will tell you, okay, you know what, we'll just give you 500K, we'll just buy your idea. For an idea that you know that can become $1 billion company. Some will even tell you, we'll give you 20K, we'll buy your idea. And they will employ you as a staff to be working for them. You get, you see how quick it is.
Wow.
So
Wow.
the diversification we decided to do in tech, if I say, like for example, now my new stick company now, Virus, I
Yeah.
can boldly tell you that I've been playing drums for over 20 years. I understand what it means for drummers to enjoy quality drumsticks. When we
Mm.
started building drum boots, some of the people that reach out and say, oh, we want drum boots. They are like, what makes your own different from this other one? I said, the reason why ours is different is because we are drummers building for drummers. We are not one furniture carpentry people somewhere. We understand it. So when I'm building a drum booth, I'm building it on the mindset of a drummer. What do I want? What will I enjoy? Not just
Mm.
building it. So if you now you and I know of amazing ideas. You were talking to me about one amazing idea one time, and it's so amazing. If you maybe push out that your idea and anybody questions you about it, oh, what makes you think you are the right person to do it? That's when you pull out your CV. I've been doing
Yeah.
music for so
Experience.
I've done
Yeah.
this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, and that's when they keep quiet. They
Mm.
say, oh, okay, he's good. The fact that
Yeah.
he has, that's what we call domain expertise. Domain
Mm.
expertise is totally different from having ideas. You can, because the job Samuel was talking about, what those companies they are trying to do is to build an AI that analyzes music. Because right now
Mm.
there's no AI that can perfectly listen to music and structure it. Tell you,
Yeah.
no, this is Afro. They use strings here, they use vocals here, they have three
Mm.
BGVs, they have this. There's no AI that can do that right now. So in
Yeah.
the music industry, in the technology music industry, there's a lot of untapped markets in that place. And I love the fact that a lot of musicians right now are now waking up. And the sweetest thing about it is first to jump into it. The reason why we got into US and they grabbed us is because our industry, e-commerce, nobody's doing what we are doing. We are the first. So the moment we say this is what we are doing, they're like, first movers advantage, grab them, grab them, grab them. You
Wow,
get so
wow,
as
wow.
a musician, you think about it. I'm sure the way it basically works, how it starts basically is okay. You know what? I've been tracking. I've been using Ableton or FL Studio to do this, do that. Why don't we automate this? I know the funny part. You don't even need to learn how to code. You don't even need to. All you need is just an idea, and this is where the world is crazy. If you go to YC co-founder match in Silicon, you see a lot of technical people. They can build anything. They don't have any ideas. No
Mm.
idea at all. But they can build anything. When I mean anything. Like there's one that I'm literally like discussing with right now. He's like literally on my neck. He said, "Let me just show you what I can do." I was like, yeah, but just like relax, calm down. There are like a lot of them. They can build anything, but they don't have ideas. Now they now have this other end of the spectrum where people who have ideas, so many ideas, they can't build anything.
Hmm.
But now they are so spread apart. The people who have ideas don't know where to meet the people who can build to tell them, you know what, I'm a producer, I've been producing for over 20 years, I've done this, I've done this, I've done that. This is the challenge that I'm seeing right now, and I have this idea to automate this. Nobody's doing this right now. If we can do this and do this and do this, we can address this total addressable market, and this company can one day become $100 million annual recurring revenue company. Oh, really? Let's build it. Since you understand the um, business part because
The
you've
business, yeah,
done
based
you've
on your
done this.
experience.
Yes, own that part. Use your experience to talk to investors, right? Me, I'll own the technical aspect. I'll just be coding and be building the
Yeah.
company. That's how it works. You
Wow.
get?
Thank you so much, Mr. Jeff. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Guys, I am short of words. I just want to appreciate you for staying tuned till this time. And thank you so much, Mr. Jeff Nelly, for exposing a lot to us. I mean, this was supposed to be a musician's hangout, but we're learning finance, a lot about finance and technology. Thank you so much, Mr. Jeff, for sharing this insight with us. He said, when things are good, think long term.
Long time.
When things are blazing, think long term. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Dev. That's a take home for me. So, all right. So, viewers, we have come to the end of the show, Musician Share It, for tonight. And you must agree with me that it has been an interesting time with our guest and our co host. Thank you, Mr. Peels. Mr. Samuel and Mr. Jeff. So, any last words? Any take-home words from Mr. Samuel, Mr. Peels? Do we have any take-home
Okay, let me
words?
go first. I think I've learned a lot today. This was a very enlightening episode of this show, and thank you, Secretary, for this. Really, many people are quite very unilateral. They just focus on one thing, but I think that if they can tap into other parts of their talent, other parts of their knowledge pool, they can really, really make things happen and get bigger and
Mm,
better at what they're doing. So thank you very
mm,
much. I think I have something. I am someone like that, so I'm going to do that.
mm.
So let me go explore and get better. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Samuel.
Okay. Thank you, Jeff, for having this awesome conversations with us. Yeah. So just to the musicians out there, we need to do better. Sometimes you can get ideas and you might not know how to structure it. Talk to people around you. Talk to Marvel. Talk to Famifi.
Yes,
Talk to
sir.
people and collaborate. Get things done. But just keep moving.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just keep moving. Thank you so much, Mr. Samuel. All right, so viewers, we've come to the end of the show. Musician Share It for today. Okay, so Musician Share It continues next week, Wednesday, same time, same channel. We look forward to seeing you next week. All right, so bye for now. Thank you so much, Mr. Jeff. See you next week. All right.
Okay. Bye.
God bless you all.